Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and I am working on a dish that I am making much lower carbs. I don't know the carb count on it. You can look it up yourself depending on how much you use. I am loosely basing this recipe off of the Kimmy from She's in Her Apron recipe, which I will link down in the description. In place of potatoes, I'm going to use cauliflower. And then in place of cornstarch, I have xanthan gum and I have glucomannan. So I think I'm going to try the xanthan gum. I haven't done too much with that in the past. You can see it's a brand new container. So I'm going to try that and see how it works. And then I'm using half and half, and I'm using this Simply Smart milk. I believe if you get the regular Simply Smart and not the fat-free, it is lower in carbs than what this one is, but I'm not sure. So the carb count is 13 grams of carbs for 1 cup of milk. So, you know, that's how much it is for the fat-free kind. Use what you want. So I'm going to use, let's see here, I believe it is, I'm going to use this whole bag of cauliflower, and then 2 cups of celery and 2 cups of onions, 2 cans of clams, and then I'm going to use about half of this container of half and half. It calls for 4 cups of milk, but I don't think I'm going to use that much. Salt and pepper, and then just enough xanthan gum. I don't know how much, because I'm going to have to kind of experiment to see about thickening it up, and then salt and pepper. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of pull this together, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay guys, I have the cauliflower, celery, onions, and clam juice cooking down in here. You can see it got a little bit brown because it was cooking before. Chris and I are both cooking in the kitchen right now, so it'll probably be interesting for having us both back to back in here cooking. He is making chicken wings, and I'm making clam chowder to go with the chicken wings. And then I'm going to cut up some veggies to go with it. So what I have in here is the celery, the onions, the cauliflower, the clam juice, and then in the other pot I'm getting ready to get the an onion managed to bounce over here, the half and half, the milk, salt and pepper, and the thickener. So I'm going to go ahead and get that one going. Guys, to keep the carb count down some, I decided to go ahead and put the half and half, 1/4 of half and half in here, but then I did 2 cups of the Hood milk and 2 cups of water. So I think that'll be just fine. I think it'll still have a rich enough flavor and cut some carbs out of the recipe. Okay, I put almost 2 tablespoons of xanthan gum in here, and I'm just kind of whisking it in, and I can feel that it's getting a bit thicker, and I think I just want to stop here. I don't want to over thicken it. My veggies have cooked down nicely. One thing about cauliflower is it does cook faster than potatoes. And when I'm seeing any big chunks in here, I'm just trying to take my spoon and crunch them up into little smaller tidbits, more like the celery and the onions. So everything is kind of similar in size, like you would do, you know, when you were cooking the regular potatoes and stuff. And if I'd have used raw, I could have controlled that a little bit more, cut up the frozen, but I figured I would just do it like this and take my spoon and crunch it up. So we shall see. A few more minutes, and then I'll pour the milk mixture in with this and add the clams. Okay, I have the milk mixture in here and the clams. It's starting to thicken up. I'm just going to let it reduce a little bit, and then I'll see if I need to add a little bit more of the xanthan gum and thicken it up a little bit more. But I think it's getting there, and I don't want to jump the gun and start thickening it up too much, and then I end up with pudding. So I'm just going to let this keep cooking down a little bit with the lid off and see where we end up in another 5 or 10 minutes. Okay guys, it's been about, I don't know, 12 minutes or so, and you can see how much this has thickened up. So I think I'm going to leave it right here. I have it turned off right now, but I think I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on to keep the heat in. And Chris, I think, has one more batch of wings to put in. Let me see. He's got those out. Yeah, he's got another batch in to put in, and one more batch running right now. And I have him container there for the hot sauce. I'm a wuss. I can't do very hot. He's just going to use this Frank's Red Hot wing sauce. And then I might have 1 or 2 of these, but I'm going to do like a butter garlic parmesan on the other wings. And clam chowder, wings, and veggies. I mean, how can you go wrong with that? Guys, we have our wings ready. I made up a garlic, onion, butter sauce. I'm going to sprinkle a little parmesan. And then Chris is going to get his wing sauce. The clam chowder is done. It is thickened up nicely. You can see that, nice and thick. And we have our veggies and ranch and blue cheese, and we're getting ready to chow down. Right, guys, this is what dinner is looking like tonight. He's doing more of the hot wings with just a couple of the butter garlic ones, and I'm doing mainly butter garlic with just a couple of the hot. And then we have our clam chowder.
Look good.
These look so good. So this is dinner, guys.
I was thinking